Check 1, 2. We are rolling. Good morning, YouTube. Saturday morning, another great day in Wisconsin. We had a pretty amazing week this week in Oconomowoc. Our little town in Wisconsin made national news. My wife even told me it made world news, and we'll chat about that in a little bit. Oh, looks like my camera's falling here. Hold on. I gotta work on that. Before I get into the events of this week, I did want to just take a moment and talk about something else that's really exciting for me. This video is the 100th video that I've published to YouTube, and I'm pretty excited about it. I want to thank each and every one of you guys. You know, when I first started this, there's many reasons why I started publishing to YouTube. But one of the main reasons is I wanted to share my experience of all these country roads that we have out here in Wisconsin. Another reason is to kind of create a journal, record my history so I can go back on it and look at the places I've been and things like that. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for following along with me. I know I've been doing this for a couple of years now. My channel has grown fairly slowly, and that's completely fine. I'm not out there trying to build a subscriber base, and I'm not really actively creating a YouTube environment. I'm really posting my experiences and putting them up and hoping you enjoy them. But for those of you that have stuck with me, thank you. And if you're watching this video for the first time, if you like motorcycles and you like the outdoors, that's pretty much what I do. That's my main interest, and that's usually what my vlog is usually about. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so you get notified, and hopefully we'll create even more content. It's 8:30 in the morning. I think it's like 65 degrees. Having a great time here. All right, let's get back to the business at hand. So this past week, if you haven't, I'm sure many of you have heard, if you haven't, we had a hostage situation and some shooting and things like that. And it literally happened in, I guess you'd say, my backyard, my neighborhood, my area. But I thought I'd do for those, some of you might already know the story, but I figure I'd just walk you through my perspective and how my day went around that and what I know about the event. It was a pretty interesting day. Obviously, I'm a middle-aged, overweight white guy that lives in the suburbs. You know, I don't see a lot of action. The only time I really hear gunshots are when I'm putting them through paper targets out on the range. So for me to hear gunshots in my neighborhood is kind of a big deal. Maybe it's not for you guys, but for me, it certainly is. Anyways, driving home from work, it's probably shortly after 4 o'clock. Coming home eastbound on I-94, and all of a sudden they shut down the exit. And I was on my way to get a haircut. Actually, when I got back to town, I was going to get a haircut. So I called the haircut place. Hey, I'm going like 3 miles an hour. I'm stuck in traffic here. I'm not going to make it. As I'm coming up to the exit, this is annoying me. As I'm coming up to the exit, there's a bunch of officers there, state patrol, and I believe there was a sheriff there as well, which was kind of interesting. Didn't know what to make of it. I figured there was like a big accident or something like that. That was my assumption, because that happens quite frequently on the interstate. So I thought, we're going so slow, I thought I'd just shoot with them as I come up to them, and I rolled my window down. I was about to talk to the officer as I passed, but then I looked, and the officer closest to me, the guy looked like he was in distress. I mean, he's a little bit pale, a little bit, you could tell he had something on his mind. This was not an ordinary, they were not just shutting down the exit for the sake of shutting down the exit from a traffic thing. There was something going on, and it piqued my interest, but I really didn't know. So anyways, I get off on the exit there. Get off on the exit. Let me make this turn here. start heading home through the back roads. I know the way, so I don't have to use GPS. It's my hometown. And all of a sudden, I'm about halfway to my house from the exit there. And all of a sudden, there's a sea of cars coming the opposite way. I was like, oh man, they must have shut down by 67 as well and started diverting traffic. They've basically shut down 94 both ways. Now that I've never seen happen. So that was pretty big. And sure enough, when I got close to Highway 67, there was an officer there and he had 67 shut down at the bridge. So not only 94 both ways, but 67 was shut down. I figured they were just covering both of the exits. So one of the things, this is interesting. So I get home and I'm on a phone call for work. And all of a sudden I'm getting these phone calls from a relative of mine. And I didn't answer it the first time because I was on the phone. And then she calls again. It's like, well, this is kind of odd. If she's, you got this event going on and now my relative is calling me. She doesn't call me, she calls my wife. So I take that call. She's, oh, where are you guys? Are you guys okay? It's like, what are you talking about? There's like shooting going on in your neighborhood. You better get in the basement or, get out of there. They're telling people to get out of the town or stay out of the area. And there was an alert on everybody's phone, by the way. My kids got the alert. So I'm home with my kids. And one of the things I'll have to say, I'm normally on the side of police, but in this case they gave us absolutely zero information. Even when they did, the public information officer gave his, or whoever's playing that role, gave a statement, he gave like no information. So anyways, we're sitting there. At this time I'm thinking, are they fugitives running around with guns in my neighborhood? What's going on? So anyways, we locked the doors because we had no idea. And then I turn on the TV and I'm watching the live news broadcast, and literally, like, I could step outside my house and watch the events unfold. Now when I looked at it, we luckily now have a farm and fleet, or not farm and fleet farm. We have a new fleet farm that was built last year. And the fleet farm is in between that event, so it's basically on an entrance ramp to Highway 67 there, or entrance ramp to I-94 and 67 right at the bridge. And the fleet farm that was built is basically put in between us. So the event that was happening there, any line of fire, they couldn't get to our house. If fleet farm wasn't there, there would literally be line of fire directly from that event to my house. So I wasn't too worried about stray bullets at that time, and still, again, I had no idea what was going on. So the gist of it is this. A silver van with 2 occupants inside were camping out, hiding out. This van was stolen, by the way. The DNR saw their plates, ran the plate, or was suspicious, ran the plates, found out the van was stolen. And they're saying it was from the town of Eagle, which makes me wonder if they were actually at one of the state parks, the Ottawa State Park that I normally camp at, or I spend a lot of time in. I don't know that. That's completely speculation. But anyways, DNR is the one that started this thing. Then they started a police chase up Highway 67 from Eagle and made it all the way to Oconomowoc. And there's some video clips out there. I'm going to see if I can throw it into this video as well. Anyways, they're coming through, and you've seen me pass the Wisconsin Harley Davidson dealership, right? You've seen me pass that in many of my videos in the past. And it was literally right there, right next to the Harley dealership. And right across the street from that was a hospital, our Aurora Hospital. So, if there were shots fired out of that van, they could easily go out to the hospital. Anyways, as they get into Oconomowoc, at this point they're in a high-speed chase and they're entering our town. And they're about to cross the bridge. So what the police do is they throw out the spikes and they take out the tires. So basically right there at Harley Davidson, I was talking to Jeff Marshall from Wisconsin Harley, he's the guy that sold me this bike. He was telling me his take on the event as well. Anyways, the cops threw out the spikes and blew the tires out. And then from what I saw on TV, and the way I understand it, is a police officer shot out the window at the car. Did 2 shots, and you can hear that in the video. Somebody had a video of that.
First capturing this from all angles. This driver filming outside as that tan suspect van passes by before capturing 2 loud noises on that cell phone video.
and then they kind of veered off to the right, either hit a pole or stopped, but anyways, they were right at the entrance ramp. And then they had a standoff for 5 hours, and during this 5 hours, at least, must have been more like 7 hours, it was really, really long time. I had no idea what was going on. They were not releasing much information at all, other than the standoff was still going on. So anyways, what happened is there were two people in the van, and the lady in the van, who was the hostage in this situation, was live FaceTime streaming, or streaming out to Facebook Live.
Don't let him call his mom, he's gonna shoot me.
And there's some video of that, and if I can find it, I'll put it into this video as well. But basically, she's talking on Facebook Live. The guys, you can see the gun in the guy's hand. He's talking about he wants to call his mommy or something. Not really sure what's going on there. And rather interesting. So it turns out later in the night, so here's how it went down from my perspective. Shortly after 10 o'clock, it's like it's getting late. I got to get to bed because I have to work the following day. So it's kind of like a little bit excited because of all this stuff going on in our neighborhood, and I couldn't sleep. So I decided to sit down in the chair, turn the lights off. I put my head down, and just as I put my head down, I heard these shots. It's like bam, bam, and then
over the area. Bill?
Actually, Mary, there's some loud noises that are going on. Just moments ago, we heard over the loudspeaker police demanding that the driver come out with his hands up. There were some loud bangs.
A whole bunch of them, and it really sounded like fireworks. There wasn't like a rhythm to it. And you could tell there were multiple people shooting. Because of the timing of the shots, some of them kind of overlapped each other. So you didn't know if it was a shootout between two people or if it was two cops shooting at people. You just didn't know. Looks like they have a staging event at Harley here. I'm gonna turn around and get out of their way. But anyways, this is where the event happened, is right down that way. I think I have some drone footage of this area. I'm gonna throw that in the video as well. So yeah, just as I lay my head down, all of a sudden I hear this shootout. It doesn't last more than, I don't know, 10, 15 seconds. And that was it. That was the end. So what I've heard on the news stories now is that they'd put tear gas at the van, which got them to exit the van. And at that point, we really don't know, or I don't know, but apparently there was some type of shootout. I don't know. I believe the police shot at them, or at him, the guy, and they took him out. He's actually, at this time, he is in critical condition at the hospital. Don't know if he'll make it or not. I haven't checked the news lately. Maybe he's fine, maybe he's not. And the female, get this, so all this time, we understand that, you know, she's a hostage. But, oh, I should also say, we actually don't know this. We don't know any of this until the following day. The police tell us nothing, which I understand their position, but I live in the neighborhood. I don't know. I would have liked to have not known what's going on in my neighborhood live, but we can debate that. Anyways, the lady, when she's running for it, or the way I understand it, she actually stabs the police dog. So they send a police dog after her. And again, I don't know the timing of events. I don't know if she stabbed the dog when she was running, if they put a dog up to the van. I really don't know when she stabbed the dog in this sequence of events. Again, it's kind of sketchy from my perspective. But yeah, can you believe that? Who would stab a dog? So the dog is Canine Justice. He's okay. They took him to the veterinarian right away, and for those of you that love animals, who doesn't love dogs? Dog is a beautiful dog, by the way. He's doing really well. And it turns out, here's the twist of it all. It sounds like the girl was, or the female was in collusion with the actual guy. So they were both. So the guy has a rap sheet. I don't know. He didn't want to go back to jail, so I think that whole standoff would have ended badly anyways. That's my opinion. And the female, she was supposed to appear in court the next day for some drug charges. So her sheet isn't all that clean either. I heard she's an escort in Milwaukee. Completely speculative. I don't know. I didn't see it myself. That was a secondhand thing. You know how rumors can get started. And I'm just helping the rumors move on. But anyways, that was our week. It was a really interesting week. It doesn't happen every day. Anyways, I just wanted to chat with you guys about it. I thought it'd be kind of a fun topic to talk about. We're all back to normal. Roads are open. Police are doing their investigation. People are in the hospital or in custody, and we're trying to work all that stuff out. I think we'll know more as time goes on. But yeah, it was an interesting night hearing the shots fired in our neighborhood like that. And again, maybe that's normal for you. It's not for me. And anyways, that was my topic for the day. I'll hang it up here. And again, I just wanted to thank all of you. My 100th video published. I do have actually more than 100 videos up on YouTube. I have a couple of them unpublished, and there's a reason for it. I didn't care for it, or whatever it might be, or it's just for myself. But anyways, 100th video published on YouTube. It's been a fun journey. The one thing that came out of this whole video thing, I did it just, you know, I kind of explained some of the reasons why I do it. But the other thing that came out of it that I just really didn't realize is that I really love videography and editing, video editing. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot to it, and there's an art to it. There's the technical side, which I really enjoy, and then there's the artistic side, which I'm constantly learning. Anyways, thank you for joining me for these past 100 videos. I know not all of them have been great, but anyways, I'm trying to get out there and continue to do them and share my experience. I love riding. I love two wheels. I'm not a motorcycle snob. I love from a bicycle to a scooter to a Kawasaki, Honda. If you're on two wheels, I think that's awesome. So it's not just all about Harleys, although I do like Harley too. Anyways, you guys have a great weekend, have a great time, and we will see you in the next one.